I agree with that. And, for people who don't live in a major city, it's stressful to drive in LA.
Ugh.
It's difficult. It's not, and there are a lot of crazy people here. Georgia was getting a little road ragey the other day. And I thought, let me give you a piece of advice.
Yep.
It's not worth the person that you've just flipped off getting out of their car and shooting you for you to feel validated in this person driving like an asshole. The person is legitimately driving like an asshole.
Right.
But you just don't need to worry about that. You need to be safe, and you need to get away from this person. If they seem unsafe in their driving, then distance yourself from the person. But you don't need to prove that they're doing something wrong. You don't need to teach them a lesson. You don't need to tell them how angry you are, because there are those people who will just get out of their car and beat your car up with a crowbar. And
exactly.
You don't need to do that. Don't do that. Doesn't mean that you're not 100% right in how you feel, but you just don't know you just don't know what's in that car.
No, especially here, and especially now, you have no idea what's going on. I mean, people seem to be way more on edge anyways.
Yes. Bert has this theory, which I don't think he's completely wrong about. He believes that women feel more empowered in those situations to be vocal about something than men do, because women won't get their ass kicked. Like if a man says that to a man, then there may be a physical fight. But most men would never get in a physical fight with women. So then women become more emboldened, and then you'll get that one crazy person who doesn't care that you're a woman. And now you've gotten in this habit of being too aggressive and taking care of yourself in a public forum with strangers. Whereas men don't have that option, because there is a real physical threat that women don't feel, because we don't fist fight each other. And I was like, I'd never thought about it like that, but I have many times mouthed off to people.
Oh, yeah.
Without thinking twice that this could cause a fist fight. But he thinks if I mouth off, this guy could come punch me in the face. I'm not going to do it. It's not worth it. And I thought, what an interesting perspective. There is a difference in being a man and a woman, positive and negative, but I'm not a man. I don't walk around feeling that way. So that's interesting. Every once in a while, you're going to have that crazy person that doesn't care who you are. And we'll just...
that's very true. We went to dinner. Well, it wasn't dinner. It was like we went and met a couple of our friends in North Hollywood the other night, and parked in this very small parking lot that's kind of on an alley as well. And when we went to leave, somebody had parked right in front of our car. We couldn't go backwards because it was 2 layers of parking, but somebody had parked right in front of our car illegally and in front of the guy next to us. And so what do we have to do? We had to sit there and wait for them to come. And Derek's like, let's call the tow truck. I was like, really? It's somebody's picking, it's in that area where there's a lot of places to pick up food. It's like, somebody's just picking up food, yeah. Well, after about a half hour, I'm like, okay, what the hell?
Yeah.
So this guy finally comes out. He was probably in his 20s, but this is the same thing. I felt no problem being like, dude, what the hell? We've been waiting here for a half hour,
Yeah.
But then Derek went to say something, and I was like, don't say anything, because the last thing you want to do is, need a fight or anything about something so stupid as a parking spot. And It's not like we had anything to do anyways, because it's COVID. We just sit in the car.
Right. Yeah.
But I felt fine saying, calling him out on it.
Totally.
But then when Derek started to say something, I was like, just leave it alone.
Maybe not a good idea. Because, yeah. But I was like, you could apply that to driving aggressively, because there are men who have no problem punching women in the face. So
yes.
This is just not the culture we grew up in, but we don't know who's in that car.